Do 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 do. Just going to keep refreshing the Facebook group. See when it pops up.
Yeah, I see it's now live.
Hooray! Look at that! Bespoke graphic, Vito.
Nice.
Nice. Right, let me start.
Let me sit down the sound because I'm hearing you doing the to-do over there now.
yeah. Hello. Hello. I'm glad this is working. I'm such a noob when it comes to this Facebook Live thing. I'm kind of making it up as I go along. I think I've got a handle on the basics. I haven't yet figured out how to push an event, a Facebook Live into an event, but here we are anyway. We managed to get it working. Thank you for coming. Today we have Vito Peleg with us, joining us. I'll share the screen with him in just a moment. Just to say that what we're talking about today is WP Feedback. It's a fabulous new plugin by Vito. Look, I've made another graphic, Vito. You probably won't see this for a moment, but it's right. Just to show that there is a bit of a deal. What I've done is I've highlighted the deal. I'll show you that again momentarily. But here we go. Let me find you, Vito. Where are you? There you are. You are on the screen.
All right, perfect. Oh, so now I'm here.
It's you. Although it's about 20 seconds delayed there's a delay in Facebook. There's nothing we can do about that, sadly. It's just the way it is. But yeah, here we are. We're live. This is Vito Peleg. He's going to show you all about WP Feedback. His brand new plugin for saving time. I'm going to read the strapline. It says, save time and reduce friction by working with your WordPress clients visually. Now, the idea of this is Vito, as you can see there, is going to share his screen. We're using Skype, so we'll get that shared in just a moment. And then from there, he's going to show you how it works, what it does, and so on. If you've got any comments, please drop them into the chat. And because things are about 20 seconds south of where we are, live doesn't quite mean live, then if you've got something and we miss it, I apologize. I will come back and try to get those questions sorted. So hello, Vito, how are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm really happy to be here.
Good.
Nathan, we've becoming best friends.
Yeah, it's like you're constantly now on WP Builds. It's a happy coincidence, though. I should probably tell you the story. Vito and I met. Actually, let me just pop me back on, if that's all right. There we go. Vito and I met in WordCamp in London about 2 months ago, and ever since then he's become a bit of a regular on our Monday news feed thing that we do about 2 p.m. So yeah, we got to know each other really well, and then coincidentally, by pure coincidence, when I met Vito, he was at the very tail end of producing this plugin, so we got talking around that, and I said, well, why don't you come into the WP Builds group and just sort of share what it's all about. So without further ado, Vito, we've got your screen now. If you wanna take the mic and let us know, and I'll keep an eye on the comments for you. Show us what it does and whatnot.
Perfect. All right, cool. So basically what I want to do is I'm going to just walk through the basic functions of the plugin, everything that we have so far. This is, we just opened the founding members sign up here, or like the promotion basically. And so the idea is that by the end of this call, everyone that is watching will be able to save a few hours every week from their client communications. But more than that, it's like the few hours that we usually hate the most, which are like the admin, copying and pasting into spreadsheets, into all of these kind of things, back and forth with the client, trying to figure out what they want, aimlessly wandering through websites, trying to see where a problem is. So the plugin is going to solve all of that, and we're just going to see this right here. So first of all, I'm not sure, can people see my screen at this point?
I can see your screen. I can see a screen which says, let's get you up and running. And so Perfect. Presumably in 20 seconds or so, the answer to that will be yes on the live feed.
All right, so I'm just going to go for it.
Yep.
So what we're seeing here is the backend wizard. basically, so far, I just downloaded the plugin and installed it onto the website. And as soon as you activate it, this is the first screen that you will see, where you add your license key, approve validate the domain, and click here. Now the domain was validated, and now we can choose which user roles can use the plugin. So this is great if you don't want to restrict, if you want to restrict this to just specific users that can give feedback, and if you have a lot of users on the website. So I'm just going to choose admin for now. Another cool thing that we have here is allowing guests to create tickets without them needing to log in. So this means so this means that basically while you're building the website in dev environments or in staging environments, you can flick this on. I'll show you in a second how you can associate a user with the guest. So this means that the client will be notified with all the notifications. He will be recognized so that whenever there is a new comment by someone, you'll know that it came from him, if not from you. But of course, this is not recommended if you're running a live website. This is for builds at this point, because you don't want guests pasting stickers all around. Right, next. Cool, here. So here we have the notifications, and these are the global notification settings. There's a few cool things about this. First of all, as soon as whatever is ticked on here gives the ability to all of the other users to choose from. So this doesn't mean that that everyone will be getting every new task notifications. It just means that they have the choice whether to receive this or not. But so we have every new task, every new comment, send email when a task is marked as complete, send an email for every status change, and we'll see exactly how that looks on the front end. And then we have these two cool features here. So send email notifications for daily reports. This is amazing for when you were doing when we're requesting content and when we're doing revision rounds. So basically this means that you can tick off all of the other ones and keep those two. And then once you finish reviewing the website or pasting stickers all around the website telling the client, I want you to, I need the title for this section, I need the content for this area or whatever, what do you think about this picture, what do you think about this icon? Then you can just push one report for all of the tasks within the last 24 hours or the last 7 days. It will come in a very organized report in one email with links inside. So they click inside it and they're going to see each one of the tasks directly on the websites, and they're just going to be redirected to exactly what they need to do and where they need to keep responding. So I'm just going to keep all of these on for now. Next. And then we have a little video, 6-minute video that is just showing a few workflows, how you can get the most out of the plugin in terms of getting content, approving designs, and providing ongoing support for care plan clients. So this is a great watch. Now let's rock. Great, so I'm in. So just before the call, I set up just a few tasks here just so we have something to play with. And we can already see this is our back end. Before we get into this, I'm just gonna dive into the front. Great, so after we did the back-end wizard, now we have a front-end wizard, which is for me and for everyone that is logged into the website and haven't filled this short questionnaire first. So there's three basic roles here. There's the king, which is the client, the website owner or the client, the advisor, which is, as you can see, it already recognized me as the advisor because I installed the plugin and I'm the website professional. And then we have the counsel, which we're seeing a lot of interesting use cases for people that have a bunch of users on the website itself. So for example, if you have a shop and you have people that are managing the stock, or you have people that are replying to support tickets within the website, or if you have an SEO guy that is supposed to take care of some things, so you can use that to do like internal communications within the organization and just to make sure that everything is done properly. But for now, I'm just going to choose advisor. Next up, we have again the notifications. So now it's my personal settings. Before we allocated the notifications that are allowed to be chosen from, and now these are my own settings. So I'm just going to tick all of these on, which means that I'm going to receive all of these notifications when they come. One last step, and then we have a quick tutorial video to show the client, no sound, about 1 minute, to just show how it's done. Let's start. Great, so now I'm on the website. As you can see now, I can see all of the different stickers. If I'm going to click on one of the stickers, we're going to see the comment. So we have I just created this one here, changed the title. We pulled in a screenshot. Let's create a new one just to see how that works. So I'm just going to click the plus icon. I can choose any element on the page, and it works for any website or any WordPress website with any theme or any page builder. And you can just choose any. Let's say I want to say that please change this name. Please change the author, right, of this post. So already we've saved so much time. So I didn't need to explain anyone what I'm talking about, which post I'm talking about. I just wrote 5 words and that's it. The next person that will receive the notification for this is going to click on that and it's going to be redirected to this exact location where it's going to open this up. So that's it, I'm done. Add comment. Next, I have a few other options here. I can choose who will be notified, but we can also do that by default. We'll see that in the backend. Let's say I want to notify the client, boom. Then we have the priority. So let's say this was a really wrong name and this is very critical, so I'm gonna choose critical here. We can choose the status, so right now it's open, but when I'm done I can mark this as complete and it's going to hide this and mark this as done. Mm-hmm. And I can also put in a screenshot, so just one click. Boom, we have a screenshot.
Whoa, do that again, that was cool.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna click here and you're gonna see the entire view.
Oh, that's nice.
Boom.
That's clever. Well done.
Awesome. So, and of course we can open this in a new tab to see the full screen in high resolution to see what the client is talking about. The cool thing about the screenshot is that it works on in general, the plugin, it works on any screen size. So even if the client is on his phone and he has a problem with something on the mobile view, they can pull in a screenshot and it will show you the view from their point of view, from their device. So you're always in the know. Then finally, we have some additional details here. So this is great. Again, we can see the resolution of the screen. So we don't need to guess. We don't need to ask. We can see which browser they're on. So if you have someone using Internet Explorer from 5 years ago, you can drop them as a client.
Yeah. That's step number 1.
Yeah. We have the username that created this. Obviously, it's me. It's checking my IP just in case, and I can delete the task. And the cool thing about deleting tasks is, first of all, there is another confirmation here because it's better to close than to delete because we want to have record of everything. Yep. So I'm always recommending to just close the task, but you have the ability from here. And just in case, the client cannot delete any tasks that they didn't initiate, so they can only delete their own. Us as the advisors, as the website professionals, we can delete everything. And guests can only delete their own within the same session. So if they refresh the page, that's it. They can't delete the task that they've created before, just to avoid, to help them clean up mistakes.
Okay.
In case.
Good idea.
Right. So let's close this up, and so we can see all the stickers sprinkled on here. Let's go to the right side. So we have the sidebar here. So there's a few cool things about the sidebar. First of all, we have a quick overview of all of the tasks that exist on this particular page. And we can see there's already this one that we marked as complete. You know what, let's refresh so we can see that it's hidden from here as well. And then we have, oh, sorry, it wasn't this one. Let me show completed. And yeah, that's the one that was here. So we have these tasks in here. As soon as I click on each one of them, it's just going to open it up. But not only that, it's going to open and scroll. So I can run between tasks really quickly and make sure that I respond to everything in an instant.
So the numbering there, obviously it's yes. Out of order. Is that the order in which those tasks were created?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I think that this is because we cleaned up the database just before the call, just to make sure that we're seeing the initial wizard. So I think it threw off something here. We're still early access, so there might be some small bugs, but I'm sure that's not something that people will be affected by. Another cool thing here is that we have all pages. So if you for all of the other pages of the website, you can just click and see other tasks. I don't think I have any other pages here. but you know what? Let's just do something just for the game of it, yeah? Yeah, sample page will do. Let's view. Great. Let's create a task on here. So let's say I don't like the fact that this is in a quote, right? This should be H3. Again, I didn't need to explain anything. I just wrote 4 words and that's it. Everyone that will need to handle this will just be redirected to that specific location. Let's see how that works. So I'm going to go back here. Just going to refresh the page so it appears on all pages. And then we have the new task that we created. Where is it? Yeah, this should be H3. Click here. You've been redirected to the page. Boom, and it opened.
Wow.
As simple as that. Let's go back to the other pages. So this one, change the title. Boom. Done. And then we can also change this to complete. Right. So we've seen the sidebar. We've seen the easy navigation here with all of this. We've seen the completed tasks. I can also just, if it gets too messy and we have too many tasks on the page, too many stickers, we can just hide them from one click here. And there's also a way to do it from the backend, which I'll show you. We can click here with one click, be directed to the task center in the backend. And then we have the 2 reports that I told you about. Mm-hmm. So by clicking here, it's just going to send a snapshot of the last 24 hours of everything that was created to all of the people that were assigned to the different tasks. So it will know which one needs to handle which one, and we're just going to send the relevant ones to the people that needs to take action. And again, we have the weekly one, which is doing the same thing as this, but only 7 days instead of 24 hours. Right, let's go in the backend. Cool, so I'm on the back end. I can see that this should be H3, but this is kind of separate. I'm not really sure what this is about, right? Mm-hmm. So I can click here, open task page, and boom. Now I can either reply from here, or I can just go back and say, sure. I can also change the status for me. So, you know what, let's go from left to right. So here we have filters, so we can choose to clean up the stuff here. So let's say I want to do the client name. Let's see what I'm getting. Just these 3 tasks are assigned to this particular user that we created before. And I want to see only the ones that are for me, which I imagine is everything because I created all the tasks. I'm the author of these tasks. Mm-hmm. Then we have the urgency. So we did have one in critical. Yeah, this one. And of course, the status, we did have a few in complete, so we can see them as well. So obviously this shows you the result from the filters, and then once you click through, it loads it right here. And I think that a really cool thing is, first, you can see the speed. It's really, really fast.
Yeah.
So when you click through, that's it. You know, we're in between different items here, which are, you know, if we're talking WordPress language, these are different posts, right?
Yep.
So with every other competition out there, because they're relying on the user interface of WordPress, you need to go to here, and you just need to go to the basic WordPress flow, you know. So if I want to check out a new task or a new request, I'm going to go to whatever post type was created and click edit, and then scroll and wait for it to load.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the perfect example.
Yeah.
We're already saving time on this. Yeah, and this is Kinsta, so it should be super fast. But I think something was thrown off here. Yeah. Anyway, we didn't need to do that. And also scroll down, browse through all of this. Our interface is designed for efficiency.
That is fast.
Just click and just work on it. Yeah.
Is that the thing that scrolled into view? I can't remember which of the numbered tasks it was. It may have been 6 or 5. Was that the screenshot that we saw? That wasn't like an embedded iframe of the page or anything like that. That's the screenshot itself.
That's a proper screenshot.
Got it. And there it is. Yeah. Yeah. So like if there are any screenshots, it will appear here. Perfect.
And also coming up in the next 2 weeks is file uploads, which is going to be great. You can upload file. So let's say we want to change an image, or they want to upload a Word doc just to tell you about replacing this content or that thing. They will be able to do that in the next 2 weeks.
Nice.
And this actually is pretty cool because we're updating the plugin every week. So every Friday there is a new release with new features, new bug fixes. And I'm talking fast. The plugin is fast. We're revising fast. So that's kind of the spirit of what I'm trying to build here. We're listening, and because we have a public a roadmap that people can visit as well, wpfeedback.co/roadmap. And you can see all of the stuff that we've done in the past couple of months while we were running beta. And you can see what we're working on now, what's going to be released tomorrow, what's going to be released next week. You can add your own requests in there, and as people upvote them, I'm expediting them and pushing them up the features ladder so that we can do what you need. Because it's not like, even though I'm using it here within my agency, it's not for me, it's for everyone else. Right, so back here, so we saw this section, but here on the right side we have the same things we saw on the front end, only in a quick snapshot view. Additional information, we can change the status of the tasks, change the urgency, delete again, and it's going to ask me, are you sure? Which I'm not, and notify specific users, and again push those reports. Nathan, let's move on to settings.
Okay.
Are there any questions? Anything?
Well, there's lots of people saying nice things. So not specifically related to what you've done. Actually, this one is Raunak is asking, does this support real-time commenting and live links? I guess he's meaning, can you end up basically having a chat with somebody?
Right.
Or is it, get a response via email, or be in the back end?
Right. So this was actually something that I thought about before, and I decided there could be a function of adding this, updating everything through Ajax, and then it's basically a chat feature, right? Mm-hmm. So if they refresh the page, they will see stuff in real time. But I don't think that it's a smart way to present things to client, because then they're going to expect you to be on it all the time. So just creating a time span of 24 hours and everything will be done here. You're going to be notified back to your email. They don't need to insert their email every time, because we have this from the WordPress user. So right now, even though if you refresh the page, you will see things in real time. I do recommend that you don't do this to yourself.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I mean, this has a specific workflow and purpose, doesn't it? And the purpose is get the client into the workflow of WP feedback, stick to that, make sure that they're pushing stuff to you rather than it being a sort of live conversation, thereby saving you a load of time. So yeah, it makes sense.
Exactly. So they can just comment on stuff, even I like to say when they're sitting at home on the couch binge watching Netflix, just on their phone they can comment on stuff. Yeah. And then when you get in the morning, you're just gonna get these notifications and work.
Okay. Yeah. Block your time. It's a good way to do it.
Exactly.
Todd E. Jones. Hello, Todd. How are you? He's saying, will this work with page builders, basically?
Yes, so we've tested this with all the major page builders out there, Elementor, Divi, even Breezy, Cornerstone, Visual Composer, Beaver Builder, all of the Oxygen, all of these ones. And we did do some adaptations to make sure that it does. In terms of the front end, it will work anyway, because we're basically just looking at the finalized HTML. It doesn't matter how it was built. The adaptations that we did do is to just block the plugin from when you are in edit mode. Okay. So out of the box it worked, but we didn't need to put just like this restriction. So it's not loading. It's not allowing people to comment in the when you're editing the pages and so on, because then conflict starts to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for now. Yeah, carry on, please.
All right, so we've seen the front end, we've seen the task center. Let's go to the settings page. This is where the magic happens. So of course we have the validate your installation, which we've done on the initial wizard. And then we can enable or disable the plugin just from here without needing to deactivate it. So if you don't want people leaving feedback, or this is great, for example, if you're closing revision rounds. So you can tell the client, listen, you're going to have 7 days to go through the website, and then I'm closing it. You know, whatever done through these 7 days, that's it. That's going to be the first or the second or the third revision round.
Oh, neat.
And that's a great visual way to just explain what is a revision round, because that's always a challenge, right? So you can just flick it on and off from here. Then we have the user roles, which we've seen before. Guest allowed, which we also talked about. But I'm going to expand on this when we get to here. And then we have show task stickers by default. So that's actually a better way is to keep this on, especially at the beginning. Basically what it means is that when we load the page, when we load a page, let's go to the home page here. So you see all the stickers are showing by default. If I'm going to tick this off and refresh the page, so now we're not seeing them. The idea is just to give a clean view if you have too many stickers, or I would say that only after 100 stickers per page, it's recommended to shut it down just so that you can see what's going on.
Yep.
But at the beginning, it's great to get the client involved. So if they see all of this stuff sprinkled around, they're going to be a lot more engaged with this. So I recommend keep this on. But just in case, now it's off, how do I turn it on? If I'm going to click on here in comment mode, as soon as I click it, stickers are back, and I can click escape to stop this. And I can also, wait, let me refresh to clean the view again. And as soon as I open the sidebar again, it flicks this on. Then I can hide them from here if I like. But every time I reload the page, it will start with nothing by default, unless this is ticked on, which it should. Right, next we have remove font awesome script. This is just a conflict kind of, how would you call that?
Yeah, like there's a conflict going on. This might stop that script from causing a conflict.
Exactly. So basically it means that if your theme or your page builder already includes font awesome in it, so you should tick this on so there's no conflict there.
Yep.
Right, so here we have the white label area. So this will be expanded over time. But for now, it's already pretty awesome. You know what? Let me just find. I think I had a little image. Let me just find it real quick. That I created that should fit the size. Maybe it was here. No, it was. Just gonna find it real quick.
All right, don't worry. I'll curate, see if there's any nice questions coming.
Let's see if there's questions for now.
Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got a few ready for you when you've found yourself an image. I think it's okay for you to just keep going. To be honest, we can another 5 minutes and stop for questions maybe once you've got this white label stuff. Actually, I think this white label will be. Seems that white label is everybody wants white label in everything, so this is important.
I couldn't find the exact size image, but you should resize your logo to fit these dimensions, just so that it matches the size here. As you can see, it's really pressed against the top here to make sure that we're maximizing the view of the page. So I'm just gonna upload something else. Oh, actually, I have it here. Perfect.
Hooray!
So let's push this in. Perfect. It's not going to show it until I click Save Changes, but I can also change the color. So let's say I want to use this nice purple here, right?
Okay.
Save Changes. Boom, the entire plugin changed its color.
Nice.
And we have the logo up here. If we're going to go to tasks, you can see everything is branded, even on the front end. Let's refresh. Everything is branded with the color.
Nice.
And we have the stuff in here.
That was a great, simple approach to doing that. I like that. One hex color selector. That's it. That's good.
That's it.
Yep.
So the way we did it is kind of interesting. We created like a variable on the CSS.
Yep.
So wherever we're using our main color, it's just used that variable. So that first of all, it's really quick because it's not loading the color every time, even though it's just CSS, but still. It just looks into one value and loads it once, and it gives us the ability to change all of this. There's a few glitches still, like this guy here showing with the right color because that's an image, and that's it, I guess. Also, we have this here, powered by WP Feedback. I would say keep it on just to show some support. But if you don't want to do that, you can tick it off here. Save changes. And then on the front end, as I refresh, open the sidebar.
Yes, sadly, my WP Builds logo is obfuscating that option. But yeah, down in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a powered by WP Feedback. But that's nice of you to throw that in. You've got an option, a tick box, and it makes it go away.
Yeah, right here at the bottom. Actually, it looks like the WP Builds logo should have been here.
Yeah, powered by WP Builds. We'll talk later, Vito.
yeah. All right, so that's the white label. But if something went wrong, and I saw we had someone that reached out after they changed this to white, and then everything kind of messed up here because if it's white, then you don't see the buttons because it looks kind of weird. So you can just kind of find here and click that, and it's reset. It's going to reset everything. Right. So next up, we have the notifications area. So here we have the send email notifications to the following addresses. So this part is in addition to the user-based emails. The cool thing about this is that, let's say here at the agency, we're using a support desk. So I can put in support at WP Feedback, and it's going to send all of the stuff into my support desk, so I can make sure that I don't lose anything. If I'm managing multiple sites, I can just keep adding this to each one of the websites, and it's going to push all of the new tasks into there, so everyone is being kept in the loop. But you can also do that through Zapier, which we're going to talk about in a second.
Okay.
Next up, we have the email notifications, which we've seen. These are the global notifications. And then finally, we have the default users here. So this is pretty cool. So first of all, I can choose me as the website builder. This means that I will be able to see all of the different, as soon as this is set up, I will be the only one that will be able to see the settings screen, the support screen, and the upgrade screen.
Okay.
So the client doesn't need to see this stuff. They just need to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So only I can change settings. This way they can't even see that you white labeled it just by adding your user here. Then we have the client. So if I'm going to choose the client in here, this will make sure that when the client is commenting in guest mode, it will recognize them. So let's see how that works. You know what? Let's start with no one being here. And I'm going to take this, open it in incognito. Right, so we have all the tasks in here. If I want to comment, or let's say I want to create a new task, let's say on here, and I'm going to go to this, you can see it knows that I'm a guest. Right? So before, when we created tasks, we had a bunch more items in here.
Yes.
But the client should not be changing. If you give the client the option to set up if something is critical, then everything is critical.
Yeah.
Right?
Good point.
If you give them the ability to close tickets, open tickets, manage all the status, this is for us. This is for us to manage our workflow as the website builders. So the client, what they can do is they can comment and they can pull in screenshots. If they are logged in, they will also have the ability to choose users. But guests, for security reasons, cannot see a list of all the users. Right, so now it says guest, but let's see what happens when I change this here to the client name. I might need to clear cache, but hopefully not. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
I do need to clear cache. So, right, so let's do that. Clear cache. And opening a new tab. Now let's see if it worked. Yep, client name. So this means that I'm not logged in. I am a guest at this point, but it will already invite your client. So this will say Nathan. And whenever I'm going to post a comment, hey there. Oh, and we're already talking about the logo. Make the logo bigger, right? I'm the client.
Mm-hmm. You're going to get that one all the time. Yeah.
So it recognized it and it wrote the client name here so that you know it came from them. They feel like it was built for them, and everyone is jumping from joy. And also, because this associated this with this user, he's going to be notified on anything that is going to happen with this. So right now, this is the client, and he said, make the logo bigger. I'm going to go here. Now I'm the website pro. Let's refresh the page to see the ticket. And I'm going to tell him, man, this is just text. Right? So now he was notified about this. And yeah, we can keep communicating in this way. Right. Let's go back to the settings.
So this is a scenario where you just have everything wide open, but so in other words, there's no login credentials required, but you set the name so that whoever is using it will, hopefully there's only one person, John Smith or whatever.
Exactly.
Yep.
From what I've seen, just from the beta group, mostly there is just one person that is handling this thing.
Yep.
And actually, the more people, the more mess, So you don't want too many chefs in the kitchen telling you what's going on. So even if he has, his little birds chirping at him, he should be the one asking questions and communicating with you.
Yes.
So it's usually between the website pro and one client. The website pro can be a few people. So you might have a designer or developer or even a content guy, just working on this thing. But the client is usually going to be one guy.
Yeah. That's a sensible default. That's the way I always work. I ask for one person to speak to me, not a committee.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So it's kind of, because I built this, first of all, to work for our agency, you will find kind of we're like you said before, we're kind of navigating you to a specific workflow, even though it does have flexibility. And we've seen I already seen people doing some pretty interesting stuff with the plugin, pretty interesting use cases. It should have a proper flow straight out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is kind of encouraging you to do the right thing. You shouldn't allow your clients to delete tasks. You shouldn't allow more than one person. You shouldn't allow the clients to change settings. You shouldn't allow this or that or all of these kind of things. So it's just built for us, for WordPress professionals.
Yep.
Right. So that's it in terms of the settings. And there are a few things coming up in the upcoming few weeks. You know what, Nathan? Let's go to the roadmap.
Okie dokie.
I misspelled it.
So /roadmap. It's Trello.
Yeah, and we're in
Oh,
Trello.
it's big. Look at that. Nice.
Yeah, there's loads
Oh,
of
yeah.
action
Whoa.
going on here. And this is just to the side, but it also goes down pretty wild here. So you can see all the stuff that we've already done. All the versions we're releasing every week, like I said, and there's an update coming up tomorrow. We increased the size of the close icon, which people asked for. There was a little conflict with Divi that was also fixed. Some cool stuff that we're working on are automated reports, which should be working next week. So within my agency, once a week, every Friday, we spend about 20 minutes writing a report to each client, 20 minutes per client, to tell them what we've done so far, what we're doing now, and what we're going to do next. So now we don't need to do that anymore. It's just going to do that automatically. We don't need to even trigger this. With automated reports, you can send a daily or a weekly report to the client once a week, so just so that they know that you are taking care of them and you are on their side. And it's just going to give them a list of everything that you've done.
Does it also have the capability in that report to mention the things that you are going to do? Can you say, next week we will be?
So it's basically looking at the status.
Yeah.
So if it's an open task, it will tell you that it's open. If it's in progress, it's probably something you're doing now.
Got it.
And if it's done, it's done.
Got it.
Another really cool thing here is the backend feedback. So in the same way that we've done on the front end with all of the stickers, imagine doing this in the backend. So let's say let's say the client is here on the pages area, and well, I don't know if the pages is a good example. This is a really fresh website, so there's not much to talk about here. But let's say they don't really understand what's going on here on the new Gutenberg thing, or they're pissed off that the WordPress changed it, right? So they can again click that plus icon that will be here, and just leave a comment. What will this do? What will that do? How can I do this? Can you please change that? This is also great for people that are building custom stuff.
Yes.
So if you need to explain some custom fields or custom post types, you just can sprinkle stickers in the back end. When this is gonna be revolutionary.
Nice, very nice.
And yeah, and again with the you will be able to do this on every screen here. We're working on this, and this is gonna be this is a pretty big feature, and it's gonna take a couple of weeks, but it's progressing pretty well. What else do we have? File uploads. We've talked about that. Yep. And there's an idea of adding an optional query string that will allow users to see the plugin and reply to comments without being logged in. So let's say it'll say like something like that on the front end.
Yep.
WPF equals Nathan, right? And then it will know that it's you for every comment that you're doing without logging in. So the client can maybe even save this, or you can teach them how to, how you can save a link to the phone.
Yeah, bookmark it, or
a sticker on the phone.
Yeah, nice idea.
And then they can just come in and comment, even if the website is live, because this means that you don't need to have guest mode on. The guest mode will be ticked on if it recognizes the value here, the user or the ID. So that'll be great for live websites. What else we have here? Add task status to the comment area, super admin. There's all kinds of really cool stuff that are happening in here. Promote your services feature. This is something that I wanted to do, but no one really liked it, so it's probably not going to happen. And of course, there's the future stuff. Translations are coming in for a lot of languages. The people in the beta group were kind enough to offer to translate, and I'm sure that the community will jump on the opportunity once we give them that option. Export tickets to CSV, reply via email, merge tags in the email notifications, a bunch of stuff that are coming up. We're really just starting off, and it's already pretty cool, but there's a lot more to be done.
What I would say is we're not going to stop there, but I'm going to try. I'm going to press this button and see what happens. Look at that. We got an image. Basically, this is, if you've got an agency or you're working as a freelancer, you're just trying to save a bunch of time or get your team onto one process, which gets rid of email. Get email out of your life. Have one process for the whole team. We're sort of in a holding pattern, a testing period, a beta period, if you like. And there you go. At the minute, I only put one price up. There's a whole bunch of different prices, but the lifetime deal at the moment is $497, which is significantly cheaper than it will be. So it's one of those time-sensitive things.
It's not gonna be. To be honest, Nathan, I didn't really want to do the lifetime thing. I think it's a bad idea for businesses that think long term, because you're basically locking yourself into providing support for unlimited websites and for an unlimited time. So it's not really ideal. That's why I'm offering this only for the founding members, so that they can come in and just join us at this early stage. And so not only that it's like 70% discount from what is going to be eventually the market price, but it's also not going to come back.
There you go. That's from the horse's mouth, as you might say. Now, we've struck a deal, Vito and I. He's basically given me that link, and if you found any value in this, then you can use that link, wpfeedback.co/WP builds. full disclosure, I will get a proportion of that. That's the affiliate system, isn't it? But obviously, if you don't want to do that, you can just go to the website all by yourself and do it in your own way. Let me put your screen back on, and I'll take some questions from the Facebook feed, if that's all right.
Yes.
More Cohen, just simply saying it's nice to hear another Israeli accent.
Nice.
Okay, let's have a look.
My cousin's name is Mo.
There you go. More. I don't know if you know More. She's absolutely wonderful. She's got her design class course.
Yes.
Right, let's have a look. Okay, so Raunak has another question. If you enable WP feedback from WP admin and share the web page link, then by default this will show even in incognito, which means it will show to all users. Wouldn't it be better to generate a custom link and then share that? And it sounds to me like that's what you've just showed us with the query string at the end. If you're using a staging environment, then it's fine, but imagine this for the running website.
Exactly. So this is you hit the nail right on the head there, because there's two processes that we're considering. My vision for the plugin is that this is going to be the way we communicate with clients. So you don't need to train them 3 times when you need to get content, when you need to approve designs, and when you need to provide ongoing support. You're just going to have one way of doing it, so they don't get confused. And I like to compare this to, I don't know why we ended up doing that as a community, but it really doesn't make sense that within a span of approximately 6 weeks between the time they sign the proposal and the website is being launched, we're training them on 3 different processes. 6 weeks if everything goes well, right? So we're training them on how to give us content. So you need to either fill out this, go to this platform, log into that platform, log into this platform, or you send them this Word document where they need to fill everything out. Then you need to teach them how to give you support. What is a revision round? How does that work? How to structure, how to give you proper feedback, including screenshots, including all of these links. Again, very annoying for the clients. And then finally, when you're providing ongoing support, the clients is in a completely different mindset. And what I mean is that once the project is in progress, when you're building the website, if you have a good client, they are on it. They clear out time out of the week, and they review, they communicate, they work with you to make it happen. But once they're done, once the website is live, then they have loads of other crap to do in the business, So they're doing their day-to-day stuff. They're working on their next project, the next piece of the puzzle that they need to build into their business. They don't need to. They don't want to deal with you in terms of sending you screenshots and Loom videos and all of these things. That's why once you launch, usually the communications end up being like 4 words. So my kind of vision is that we just use this throughout. Now, to reply to the question, we need to consider, because that's the vision, we need to consider those 2 different processes. One is the build process, where you want to make this as simple as possible for the client. So you can either give them the dev link, and they're on there, or we like for new websites. We like to build it directly on their domain because they feel empowered. They see their name already up there. We just hide it from Google, and you rarely see any traffic without anyone sending people directly on there. So that's that. You have only one domain. Later, once it's once it's live, then you will have this query string, or they can simply log in, which they should. And this is another crazy thing, that we're not encouraging our clients to log into their websites enough. And I'm sure that everyone that is listening, that is watching, if you think about the clients that are most active and that are coming back requesting more interesting and more intricate features, these are the ones that feel comfortable with their own website.
Yeah, good point.
They see the value in it. They see the value in this platform that you built for them, and so they kind of they're easily inspired to create new stuff, like adding a booking system, a client dashboard for their own clients, creating a funnel, or whatever upsells you can think about after the build. So it's really important to get the client oriented and get them to use the site that that they bought. Basically, it sounds so obvious, but it's so common that we're not doing that, which is just insane in my mind.
Thank you. It was a full answer. Thank you very much. Rawanak has another question, and it's about comments. I think he's talking about like Twitter style at mentions. Is that on the roadmap? Maybe you can at mention somebody. Maybe if there's a whole slew of people, so you can specifically get to somebody immediately.
No, not yet, but let's add this.
Yay, Raunak, look at that. Straight in on the queue. Chris Hughes, very nice, simple comment. He just says, well, this is nice. He likes the look of it. So, Chris, fabulous. I'm pleased that you like it. That's good stuff. Right, let's have a look down here. We've done that one. So, Clement Gonnet says, the way I understand it is that you can turn off the allow guest access and only make sure that a logged in account can see or send any feedback. Is that right? So can you completely lock anybody out? Yeah.
Sorry, I was writing.
Oh, you were writing. Okay, I'll read it again. Yeah. So Clement Gonnet says, the way I understand it, you can turn off the allow guest access and only make sure that a logged in account can see or send feedback. Is that right?
Exactly. So if you go back to the back end and you click on settings and you tick off the guest allowed, that's it. No one outside of admins can give comments, can give feedback. You can also choose more user roles, but basically now you have to be logged in.
Yep. Okay, great. Lee Jackson says, Vito, you are a rock star. Literally, I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to tell you anything about Vito's past life, but rock star seems to fit the bill. He also says that he's been testing the plugin and he believes it to be utterly fantastic. So there you go.
Beautiful. I met Lee. It came from the same connection as the one we were introduced to. So I went to WordCamp in London a couple of months ago, and Paul introduced us, Nathan, right?
Yep.
Paul Lacey, and he also introduced me to. Oh no, actually that's not true. Andy introduced me to Lee. After Paul introduced me to
I don't know Andy necessarily. Well, I might know Andy, but I know Paul very well, and he's in here somewhere. Right, let's give you another one.
Andy's watching as well.
Oh no! Oh, hello, Andy. In that case,
nice.
Maybe I do know Andy, and I've just been really rude. I'm sorry. Right, Clement Gonnet asks a second question. What are you doing in terms of PHP code review and security audit? To prevent hackers exploiting vulnerabilities and so on and so forth.
Right. So first of all, it's not our first rodeo. It's a very valid question, but we've built plugins before, and we take security very seriously. Most of the stuff that we built before were for clients, so it was up in the utmost priority to make sure that there's no security breaches if they give the plugin to thousands of their users or their clients. So I have a team. It's not just myself. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to review security, the security of the plugin. But I have a team of 4 developers that are on it. They've been building in WordPress for more than 10 years. And they take care of it.
Okay. Well, what I would say, Clement, is maybe go and find the support email if that's a legitimate and proper concern for you, because obviously interactions with clients, GDPR, blah blah blah, all of that sort of stuff is important.
Especially at this early stage, if you find any bug or there is any request or anything, we're so open to hearing the community, because like I said before, it's not about me making this. I'm not I love the product, but I'm not in love with it so that I just dismiss everything else, So in the spirit of WP feedback is one of the number one kind of values that we're trying to accommodate here. And I see a few people here on the chat that are part of the beta group, and I'm sure that they can tell you that we've been following this this kind of mindset.
There was a question, and I'm sorry, I've lost it. But somebody asked if it would be possible to see an example of a client report. I don't know if you can generate one quickly or dig one out of
Yes, let's do that. So let's generate one. I'm just going to send this to my email and save changes.
Okie doke. I don't know if anybody else, while Vito's doing this, I don't know if anybody else has noticed. I reckon Vito literally works twice as fast as I do in everything. Like the way you move the mouse is really purposeful. I'm just so sloppy.
So I have something that will even do it faster, because we have screenshots here. On the roadmap, you can see screenshots of all of the reports, because again, before we developed them, we reviewed this with the beta group. We didn't just did that. I asked them, what do you think of the notifications? Will that do the trick? What do we need to change? So let's look at the task summary of the week. Oh, it's even the HTML one. Perfect. Yep. So this is how the email looks like. You see the task summary for the week, task completed this week, and this will show the stuff that are pending review or in progress, and this will show everything that was done.
Yep.
If you click through, you're just going to be redirected to that. I don't think it's going to work yet, but it's basically like clicking on, wait for it, like clicking here. So it takes you to the page and opens the task, so you can comment straight away.
Straight on it. Lovely.
Yeah, it's like what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this to be as efficient as clicking the reply in your email. So and right now it is. You open your email, you see this, you click here like you're clicking reply, and you reply.
Yep. Yeah, that's nice. Yep.
What else? What else can I show here?
I'll tell you what. Let me just have another quick look. Chris Hughes says he likes the CSI sound when you take a screenshot. I mean, I haven't heard that screenshot, but presumably when you take the screenshot, it makes some cool little sound. Just before you get onto Zapier, I will. No more questions thus far. You got a few minutes if you want to post them to Vito. Stick them in the chat very, very quickly before we go anywhere. And Vito, back to you.
Yeah, so I'm just going to take the next 2 minutes and keep going here. So in terms of integrations, you can integrate through Zapier. What we did is we made sure that our plugin is compliant with the WordPress Zap. So it's not something new. There is already a Zap on Zapier by WordPress, and we just made sure that you can do everything with it. So for example, if you want to push all of the tasks from your different clients' websites into Trello and create tickets, you can do that. You can do the same thing with Asana, creating tasks directly in there, Basecamp. If you want to push all of the tasks into a spreadsheet, you can do that. Jira with Zendex, with Monday, Teamwork, all of these things, you can simply create these zaps based on new post created with our post type, or when a new comment was made under this post type, and it will, comments are obviously replies and posts are obviously tickets. And there's also the taxonomies in there, so if something changed into complete or if something changed into pending or so on. One more thing that I think you're going to like here, Nathan, is our support area here. So first of all, there's the tribe on Facebook that I invite everyone to join, even if you don't have the plugin yet. And to do that, you can actually type in wp-feedback/Facebook. Mm-hmm. And here we have that video that we've seen right at the beginning. It's like a 6-minute video of me showing you the workflows, what you can do to get content, to approve designs, and to provide support using the plugin.
You've stolen my question. That was the one I was going to ask. So there we go. I was going to say, is there any video tutorial? And there it is. Yeah. There you go.
So we're walking through everything here. And then we have some links here, how to set up the license, how to do the Zapier integration. If you're seeing problems with notifications, we all know this is something that happens on WordPress. So how to set up SMTP and so on. Usually the problem comes from the server blocking the WP mail function. And then we have partner with us if you want to do what Nathan did here. Mm-hmm. And we have the public roadmap that we've seen, and WPN Up, which I added in here.
Oh, what a gent you are.
So if you guys are feeling stressed, if you need some help, I like supporting this, and
Yeah.
Nathan and I, we even did a little podcast that will come up in the upcoming months or so.
Oh, weeks, Vito, weeks.
Weeks. Great. So this just links back to here, so you can talk to these guys, and of course you can create support tickets. So again, I'm trying to remove clicks. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
The less clicks, the better. So so I want to do this not only for you and your clients, but for you and me. So if you have a question about the plugin, or you want to create a support ticket, you can just come in here, subject, message, and it's already going to collect your license. It's going to collect the domain. It's going to collect your user, your name. It's going to reply. This is pushing into our support desk, so that we're going to reply back to you via email. But all you need to do is just tell us what's up. You don't need to do anything more than that.
Yeah.
Also, there's the site health, which we just added with WordPress 5.2.
Oh, nice.
You can just click through here, copy, and paste this in here.
Yeah. That is a good feature. We like site health.
Yeah, so that's great.
Right, Dean Williams says he's come in a bit late, so he's got a high level view of what the plugin does. Now I'm going to read this question. I'm not entirely sure I understand it, so Dean, apologies if I mash this up. He says, is there the use case for me to use the plugin in reverse to clients, e.g., which image, I do get it. Which image do you like best, Mr. Client, as opposed to me sending him an email? So like multiple choice, here's 5 images. In other words, can you push choices out to the client that they can respond to? That's a neat idea.
That is a really cool idea. Kind of like a poll, kind of, right? Like Facebook polls. That's a great idea, and I'm going to add it to the roadmap.
It's in the roadmap, Dean. Yeah, there you go. That's how effective that comment was. Brilliant. Likewise, me providing feedback to an internal team member. No, Dave, he wants Poppins fonts, not the Gotham bold, you plonker. I like Dean already. That's great. So it's going in the roadmap.
Yeah, well, number one, the first idea is going the roadmap to just do it as a poll, which is cool. But with the new upload file feature, yes, you can do that. You can just upload a few images into a comment and tell them which image should I put here. So let's see even an example. Let's go to workflows. So for example, let's say I want to change this image, right? I can type on this and say, please choose from the following, yeah?
Yep.
And right now we don't have the add file, which is going to be available in the next Friday, not this Friday, so a week from now. But then you're just going to be pulling in the images onto here and it will going to be presented in the same way as the screenshot.
Got it.
So
yeah.
Let's just show this as an example. Yeah, so you're just going to see a bunch of images in here, and the client can say, I like the first one, I like the second one, and so on.
So in effect, there is a workaround until Dean's superb idea has been added in. Yeah, it's great. Nice one. Right, let's have a look, see if there's anything else. Oliver
another
Martin.
Question here, to answer the second question, if providing feedback for internal team members. So yes, Dean, this is actually a really interesting use case that I see a bunch of people already starting to use. So if you have people on the website, like you're saying with Dave, or with, for example, there is an SEO guy, the SEO guy wants to tell the content guy, listen, there is the keyword is not dense enough on this paragraph. For example, here, please add the keyword, and then I can choose to notify just the whatever user, the demo user here. So internal communication is something that I can see it's gonna be a really interesting way for people to use the plugin. We had someone that had like a news website, so they're communicating between the writers and the editors and the people that are actually publishing the content. So it's all kind of everything is happening inside, being pushed out to emails.
Thank you for reading the second question. That's great. Right. Clement asks, I believe. Oh, no, that's in reply. Sorry. Oliver Martin. Hello, Oliver. Is there a way to repurpose the support ticket form in the back end so clients who may be admins too can contact us instead of your support team?
Right. So there is a plan to add a general. So I think what you're talking about, Oliver, is about having like a general task, a task that is not attached to a section on the page. And this is definitely coming up. Actually, this is gonna be ready for next Friday as well. It's on the 1.0.5 version, and you will be able to create a task that is not assigned to anything. Here on the sidebar, it will just next to the date, it will just say general.
Yep.
So you know that it's part of that, and that will allow but it will save the page. So this means that you know that it's about this page, but it's not about a specific element. For example, if you want, if the client wants to add a section that doesn't exist yet, how do they do that? They can just create this general task. It's still attached to this workflows page, but not to an element. Also, let's say I have this task here, 143, and let's say I remove this text block. What will happen to this task? It will become a general task.
Oh, okay. Intriguing.
So it's still there, but it's not attached to anything.
Yeah. That's fascinating. I mean, you've got to think of all these little edge cases, haven't you? I mean, to me, this makes it like it's a bit of a no-brainer, really. If you've got an irritation between you and your clients, if you've got problems chasing things up, and you've looked at this plugin today and you think to yourself, actually, do you know what? It's fully featured already. The roadmap looks strong. Here is Vito. You've seen what he's about and what have you. And there's an awful lot coming in the very near future, in the next days, weeks, and months. Then go check it out. The link that Vito has provided me is wpfeedback.co/WP builds, and some plugins, you're kind of caught in the headlights a little bit, and you think, well, can I make a business case for that? I think you can. There is no doubt there's a business case for this plugin. It's just whether or not you've A, got the money at the moment available, and B, it suits what you want to do. But certainly anybody with an agency, anybody developing websites on WordPress could absolutely make use of this. And it looks to me as if it'll take a couple of hours to get up to speed with how it all works.
Exactly.
Right, let's have another quick look, see if there's any more questions. If not, I'm going to knock it on the head. Oh, there's one more. Kerry has asked, is there a deadline on purchasing the lifetime deal? Is there a deadline?
Yes. So the founding members promotion is going to be running for 2 weeks starting Tuesday. So we're kind of like 11 days left. There's 11 days left until the lifetime goes away. Hopefully forever.
Yes. Well, no, it makes sense to me. It's your business. You need to make it sustainable, and that model these days is subscriptions. And so I can well understand it. And
I just have like a lot of plans.
Oh, yeah, and you can see.
You
can actually see the work that's been done on it and the amount of the effort that you've put into it. So. Thank you, Vito. You might want to stop sharing your screen now so that we can wave goodbye to you finally. We've gone over time a little bit. Sorry about that. 1 hour and 6 minutes, but I think 1 hour and 6 minutes usefully deployed. Thank you, Vito. I really appreciate it. That's very, very, very good of you to come on today. Sadly, I can't make my split screen thing work, so. It's just me, but Vito's somewhere in the background. Thanks for joining us, guys. If you want to make one last little thing, if you want to make use of that link there, wpfeedback.co/WP.
I will say something, just one last thing. If someone is watching this in a replay or something like that, leave comments. I'll reply.
Okay, in the thread, and remember, Vito obviously has his own Facebook group as well, which you can join. So I'm going to wrap it up now. I'm going to click on the finish button. Thanks, Vito. I will be in touch with you in a couple of minutes' time, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Thanks for joining us on this WP Builds Live. I've enjoyed